Hello, and welcome to the Heroes by the Pint podcast. This is a nerd life podcast under the influence of craft beer. We are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks, and we invite you to grab something cold in a bottle or can and crack it open and enjoy it with us. A little behind there, Kelly.
I know, I have no fingernails because I bite them, and so it's like sometimes I do this sometimes.
Oh man, don't do that! Don't do that! For the people just listening, he just tried to open it with his teeth. I am your host, Matthew Ellis. Joining me for the very first time is Chelsea Caslow. She is doing a guest host spot for the entire month of May, and we are super excited to have her. How are you doing, Chelsea?
Doing great. Hey, guys.
Awesome, awesome. And we, once again, are so happy to be sitting down with Kelly McFarland.
Hey, everybody.
From Secret Identity Comics, located at 34 North Franklin Street in Delaware, Ohio. What's your phone number?
I have to grab a card. I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Does anybody remember phone numbers anymore?
No.
It's all like in my phone. So
Find him on the World Wide Web. Find him on the World
It's
Wide
all
Web.
like in my phone. The man says he's got a card. You got it.
Okay, he's got his card. If they want to reach you by phone, what is the best way?
It is 740-957-8101, but most people contact us on our Facebook page anyway, which is at Secret Identity Delaware.
Awesome, awesome. And this week we are drinking You Are Here, 1 and 2, as well as Paycheck from Full Steam Brewery in Durham, North Carolina. Great brewery. I was down there a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of scheduling issues. We are going to be sitting down with their owner as well as their head brewer for this episode. That's going to be coming to you later on this week, probably on Friday. I'm going to do a little quick Skype interview with them, kind of talk to them about some of the stuff they got going on. You Are Here 1 and 2 is a collaboration they're doing with the North Carolina Museum of Art. It is a New England IPA. Super delicious. And if they want to get a hold of them, where are they located at?
They're going to be at 726 Rigsby Avenue in Durham, North Carolina, at 27701 for the zip code. And their phone number is 919-682-BEER.
Beer.
Just for that.
That's right. That's the best phone number ever.
It's the greatest.
Could you not get beer for your last four?
Come on,
No, probably not. But I always wondered, is it Durham or Durham?
My brother
Durham?
was there. They say Durham.
I think it's
Okay.
Durham.
Durham is what it looks like, but it's Durham.
Like Patascala.
Or Olentangy?
Olentani.
Or
Olentani.
Bellefontaine.
There's a small town in the bottom of Ohio called Gallipolis, but it's spelled Gallipolis, and they
Yeah.
would know. But the reason they did it that was so Prohibition people would know who the bootleggers were. They would know who the Prohibition agents were because they would pronounce it wrong.
Oh.
They'd say Gallipolis instead of Gallipolis.
Galapagos.
Come to Secret Identity
Yeah.
and learn stuff.
Well, it's about drinking and
beer.
beer.
That's right. So, no, I'm excited, man. You're educating me. All right, we are going to be getting into our beer grades in just a minute. You can follow us on Untapped. It's Heroes by the Pint. But before we do that, we'd like to urge everybody to head over to our website. That's heroesbythepint.com. Over there, you'll find a backlog of all of our old episodes, as well as links to all of our social media formats and links over to anywhere you like to stream your podcast. You also make sure hit us with those 5-star reviews. It helps a tremendous amount. Scroll to the bottom of that page, click on the microphone banner, and hit us with some beer fund money. It goes a long way to supporting this show. All right, now jumping into the bottle cap grades, which is brought to you weekly by our sponsor, Shirts on Tap. You can head over to shirtsontap.com. Before you check out, make sure you enter our promo code, which is HBTP. You will get your first box for $5, and they got a great product, great T-shirts, and we're trying to work with them, try to get them into the Columbus area so we can kind of benefit from what they're doing. It's a really great program. Head over there, check them out. Shirts on Tap. Enter that promo code before you check out, HBTP. All right, now bottle cap grades. What are you giving this? You Are Here. Well, Kelly's on the Pilsner still.
Yeah,
I am too, and I'm going to give this Pilsner a 5. It is a delicious summer Pilsner.
I'm on the You Are Here, and I love IPAs, and it's really delicious.
And you're on the 2.
I'm on the 2.
That's
What's
right.
the difference between the 2 and the 1?
You'll have to tell me. You got a 1 right in front of you
I'm
when you
so
finish that
excited.
2.
One you looked at with your left eye, the other one you look at with your right eye.
Perfect.
Number 2. Number 1. Number 2.
What are you hitting the Pilsner with?
I would say a 5. I would say a 5 as well because, I'm too much of a wussy for heavy, dark, full-bodied beers. I like Pilsners, and so I think it's a good one.
Yeah, this is really delicious. my only regret is I didn't spend more money when I was in Durham, North Carolina. Brought more back, you know. The boutique beer game is something else, man. I'm just spending like $80 on, you know, a case of beer regularly.
That blows my mind. It blows my mind. $80 on what a case, like, so what, 12?
Yeah, I bought. I've been going to Hoof Hearted. We're going to be doing some Hoof Hearted episodes coming up. We're actually going to be doing Zipper Ripper for our Deadpool episode, which we're really excited about. Case of beer, 24 beers, 16 ounces, $115.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's good beer.
It's worth every penny.
But that's the kind of beer when you buy it, I can't just like, Kelly, it's going to be $5 for these beers on this show, by the way. We're going to have to settle up at the end.
I paid at the office.
Just put it on his tab.
Yeah, because when you're paying that much money for beer, it's hard to just be like, hey, you want a beer? You know, to your buddy,
Yeah.
you're like, ah.
He's like, I'm going to need you to pay for your pools a year in advance.
All right, bottle cap grades. Did you get on your bottle cap grade? Where are you
I
getting?
haven't given it a bottle cap grade yet, but this is delicious. I'd probably go 4.5 bottle caps.
And that's the You Are Here too. She's going to be having the You Are Here one in a little bit, and we're just enjoying all sorts of Full Steam's brews and really loving them. Really great stuff. Now jumping into the episode. 1 year, buddy. How's it feel?
Feels like 5 sometimes. No, it's all like it happened yesterday, but also sometimes it seems like it's been longer. But it's great. I mean, I love it. But it's yeah. So it's been a year yesterday.
That's awesome. That's
wild.
awesome. Free comic book day. You guys said you had a great time, and
Absolutely. There was at least 20 different titles that we had multiple copies, and we opened at 10. A little snafu there because with our hourly, I screwed up the website, and at one of our websites I said it was 9, so we had some people show up at 9, but we figured that out, and it was stumbling blocks.
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
So we had it, but it was solid throughout. Sometimes there were 25, 30 people in the store in a space that could barely hold something like that many. So it was, but it was a constant stream. Everyone seemed to have a good time, and
Yeah, it was a lot of
everyone seemed to
fun.
like it. Yeah, you stopped by.
Yeah, absolutely. I did everything I wanted to do yesterday. I got to run to Free Comic Book Day. I ran out and met some other people at some other free comic book stores. Comic Book Day at some other stores. Ran and picked up another $80 case of beer for a limited release that we're going to be drinking here coming up soon. But yeah, man, I saw your pictures on social media. You had some great cosplayers out. It looks like everyone was having a great time. And man, I got to tell you, I don't think, first time you guys were on, which was about probably 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I made the comment that my wife dislikes you because I spend most of my money here, which I still do. And at that time, I kind of barely spent anything compared to what I'm spending now.
Yes, but I am charming, so when you bring her in, I put her at ease, with my dulcet tones.
You do.
It's,
I think that you got that. Laura has a kind of the opposite personality where she's like, you're over here like caressing people to buy things at the store, and she's like, hey, you need that. And I listen to her every time.
Yeah. You don't.
Where I'm like, what do you like, baby? Let's
right.
let's feel your need.
And,
It was kind of like foreplay-ish right there.
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
On a side note too, Chelsea, you handle quite a bit of the photography and some of the posts
Yeah,
for
so
Secret Identity.
I help out a little bit with the
More than a little bit.
Just yeah. Caleb Howell does most of the hard work, but I take the pictures, and so I get to come in here basically weekly, spend time with these guys at a minimum, and take photographs of all the new product that comes in, and I'm like the first to know about everything that goes out before it's on the shelves, besides Kelly and Laura, which is exciting for me.
And they do, and her and Caleb do a great job. I mean, it's just, if you ever see our Instagram, it's Instagram, and it goes to Facebook after that. It's just, most of the new pictures are all from her, and they're amazing. It's now sometimes I'll put pictures on Facebook, and you can tell the bad pictures are my pictures.
They are not amazing.
No,
They
they're
are
not amazing.
at best.
It's more like, hey, look at this cool thing that I just found.
I love one time I think I had taken a picture of my kids or something like that, and I posted it looked kind of terrible. But my buddy's like, dude, you need to clean your lens. Look on my phone, you know.
Dude, he's like, you have a fingerprint
Right, well, because
on
like
your child's face.
you know, you got like the LifeProof case or something like that. It gets so disgusting.
Phones
Like,
are gross, man.
Yeah, phones are gross.
They're
Phones are
nasty.
real gross. Side note too, it sounds like Caleb is going to be our videographer.
Yeah.
Coming up for some events. We have some really big news coming up, and we're really excited. But you know, Secret Identity has been top notch to work with from the Heroes by the Pint standpoint. We were just here for Action Comics release party, the midnight release, and
It was fun.
yeah, it was incredible, man. We had so much fun. You guys have just been so good to us. Ryan has a pool here now. Marcus has a pool with you, and you know, Laura was just like, "Man, we got to get you like a frequent buyers program going
We
or
need
something."
something
He's like,
like
Hey, we
that.
do.
You're bringing so many.
Yeah,
I was like,
Kel,
I've brought you
just
two
started
people.
one.
Yeah, we started a frequent buyers program on Saturday. Yesterday we started it that when you buy individual issues, if you get 20 individual, it's 20 for 20. Our son came up with it actually. You buy you buy 20 individual like regular like pamphlet kind of issues, and then you get 20% off any large book in the store.
And it's a punch card, right? So every time you buy a comic, you get a punch, and then
Well, we initial it, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Also, I got to call out Laura because we were supposed to be having a battle of the butt. That Action Comics release.
Bootylicious.
Yes, and she actually texted about it 5 minutes ago.
Oh, she
What did
did.
she say?
She said, she's like, sorry, I had a promise to watch a kid rock out at a rock concert. And, so she said, drink all,
shredding.
yeah, she said, drink all the beer. And she said she was apologizing to the glassy-eyed geeks for not being
Oh no!
attending.
I honestly, I think she was just intimidated because
She
we were
was.
going to put up.
Have you ever met my wife?
No, well, I have.
So
Your tone just changed so
my
intensely.
wife doesn't get intimidated.
I agree with that, but
She
I
doesn't.
think she was a little worried to lose the Battle of the Butt challenge because we were actually going to put it up on Facebook. We're going to get like a double booty shot
I feel
side
like
by
you're
side.
in here enough to where there's still time.
I think we could still do
You
it.
can
We
do
could get it in
this.
like a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
booty
like-
battle.
And I would honestly, I need to wash my jeans because everyone
That
knows.
way you put them in the dryer and they tighten up.
That's right. You got to lay on the bed. You got to get like the pliers out for me.
Yes, yeah.
You know, for me.
What is
Just
this,
a
like the
button
70s?
Yeah, I-
Yes, it is.
I have so much butt. I have so much. I wear Spanx, dude.
His body's too bootylicious for you.
I have Spanx on right now as we speak.
Me too. I know. I should. Just
You're
kidding.
Spanx twins.
Yeah.
We are.
So the other night we were sitting over at Stas having some drinks, and we were getting some good laughs in because you were saying that Laura gives you some kickback when you show up here in your work gear.
Yeah, because
Thinks he looks dweeby.
Well, I wear like business stuff. I wear like dress pants and this, and I usually bring clothes, but sometimes I'm in a hurry and I forget, and she's like, "You're bringing us all down."
You look cool as hell today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're on it, buddy.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
got his. You can't see if you're listening, but he has a really dope Transformers shirt on.
New crate exclusive.
Yeah.
And I was just over there. Man, I'll tell you what you need to get on is that Shirts on Tap and head over there and hit that Heroes by the Pint coupon code. Be rocking some Shirts on Tap. That
That's
is
what's up.
Always.
HBTP. But we were having some good laughs because I was just thinking, you're like, you don't think I want to look like an asshole? Look at me right now. I look
was.
like an asshole.
He was like, "I look terrible, but I have a day job."
Oh, yeah. Because you said a customer would come in and was like, is this your full-time job?
And I was like, would I be wearing this if it was my full-time
That
job?
was his response. Would I be looking like this?
Right. Would I look like such an asshole if this was my full-time job?
And I mean, you don't look. I mean, when you go to work, you wear literally like a polo shirt and some khakis.
Yeah, or I could wear. Ooh, some people are looking at.
I know.
It's exciting.
Yes.
They
So
get confused.
like, why no comics? So yeah, no, there I wear like a dress shirt, but I don't wear a tie or anything. But I wear dress shoes and stuff. She's like, it's not the geek lifestyle.
You're ruining the geek
Yeah.
life for us.
This is not the man I married.
Hey, the geeks we're a big tent kind of party.
Yes.
There's geeks.
And a
Absolutely.
lot of geeks have nerdy jobs where they have to dress like a dweeb, you know?
Oh.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hey, I look damn good
You
dressed
look
up
great
for work.
in a
All right,
Hey,
so-
hey, buddy! You were the one who said you looked like an asshole. Not
He's now
me.
officially entered into the booty competition.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's ready.
I'm Irish. I have no booty.
Oh,
That's just like it's flat as a board back there.
or a chin.
Yeah.
But that's the Irish chin. We said it before. No, I
Yeah.
guess I said that.
I think that was all you.
It'd be a different kind of podcast to talk what I do have. So,
Oh,
That strong Irish liver.
yes, exactly.
That's absolutely what you have.
That thick and wide Irish liver.
So, over the last year of business, when I initially sat down and talked with you, it was, like I said, probably about 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
And you said you weren't moving a lot of Marvel books. You started scaling back some of those that you were bringing in. DC was doing really well. Since that time, we've seen the end of Metal, and there's a lot of Metal spin-offs. Over that year, what books have you just seen, like, the hype train completely, like, get behind, like,
Well-
in the industry?
Well, it's always weird because we're different than what you would say, like the market, because we get market reports every month. And I was just thinking about this the other day, was that the number one graphic novel that we have sold throughout the entire time that we've been open, what I mean is many, like, more copies of one is The Watchmen. Still The Watchmen,
Okay.
still
Doesn't
all the
surprise
time.
me.
The number one actual single issue book. Okay, it's single issue series. All right, so single issue series that we repeatedly sell the most every month is Darth Vader.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we will go through 20 copies of Darth Vader, but we like our largest one we've ever like single issue book that we've sold that we bought to sell was Action 1000
Okay.
because we bought. There was 9 different covers. Bought a mass amount of quality of all. We have 4 left.
Wow.
That's great, man.
I mean, I remember when you got that order, and it was insanely huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Action Comics just crushed too. Like the hype between Bendis going to DC. What did you see the effect with that outside of Action Comics? What the thought of Bendis going to DC, was that something that, like, being in the industry, sitting in here,
Well, you can see-
6 days a week?
You can see that they've been really pushing it. There's a huge poster behind us for Bendis's, like with the Man of Steel coming up. There's also, there's been a big push. There's also been trepidation. I had people who read the Action Comics. If you guys don't know, there was like 6 stories in the Action Comics book, and the last one was written by Bendis, and it was kind of like touching on what he was going to do. It was like this was the, stay tuned to find out what happens. I had more people complain about that last story than I did anything else. Like they said that it wasn't really Superman, that it wasn't this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys! Just like, come on.
Yeah, unplug, enjoy it for what it is. Give the man a shot. The Man of Steel run that he's going to be doing, you have to respect that's a book every week for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's super impressive. With the end of Metal, how did that go for you?
Metal always sold like quite a lot. Yeah, you know what? And I read it, and I'm a gigantic Batman fan. It wasn't my favorite arc. Like it was, to me, it was a little convoluted, and it kind of went in a million different directions. And I also like it when there's not a million tie-ins you have to buy to actually understand the main storyline. You shouldn't have to buy any of the tie-ins.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's definitely fair.
Metal got a little washed out for me. I loved the prequels. I loved the Forge and the casting, and I was like insanely hyped because of the Carter Hall story and the background to that. And then as I got into Metal, I was just like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I just need like Batman beating up a villain.
Which definitely was not the case in Metal.
No. Well, it was all the bad Batman repeating people up.
Exactly.
And I love the bad Batman stories. Those
I
were
do
amazing.
too.
Some of the darkest stuff I've ever read.
Because he's such throughout history, he's been such an internally troubled character. And that's part of what's appealing about Batman is he has this internal turmoil that no one can understand. I know we just talked about Lego Batman, but it's like they kind of make light of that in that movie. It's like this man has had a very difficult history, and he's just that character who struggles with things that like are so outside of what normal people have to deal with. And so for Metal, when he starts to kind of dive into bad Batman and he's questioning, you know, like what side he's really on, that's wild. But
yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like Batman Lost was one of those tie-ins
yes.
that they did, and it was about he gave up.
Because he literally
Right.
was. I mean, the title in and of itself, he literally was lost.
Yeah.
Like, he literally is that troubled.
I'm reading the Deathstroke versus Batman like kind of crossover they're doing right now, which like everyone loves, like Deathstroke v Batman in any kind of format. You know, I mean, cartoon, you know, live action, comics, everything. And it's kind of cool because they have Deathstroke's son, and they do these little panels where he's talking about Slade Wilson. And then they have Damian Wayne, and he's talking about Batman. He's like, he's not the type of guy you're going to get a hug from.
No.
or even a good job.
No.
Maybe if you punch enough bad guys and solve enough crimes, you know, he might look fairly on you. And I'm just like, man, this dude sounds like a terrible dad.
He's not the best.
Well, you know, he didn't really have good influences
He
to be a
didn't.
good father. I mean, I guess Alfred, but you
Alfred's
know,
all he had.
but Alfred's on the payroll.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I mean,
Yeah.
Batman has issues.
About Metal, though, a side thing that I just found out because a client asked me to look for the original issues of the casting in the Forge. You know,
Okay,
like
yeah.
number ones to get them, and I can find them. You know, I found them. Said I would order them without even thinking about it. Didn't. No problem. Looked it up. You know, he wanted Hawkman Found, which is part of it. He wanted the Forge, which is part of it. You know, $14 a piece I could sell it to him for. No problem. The casting, $250
Yep.
for that one book.
Were you surprised when you saw that? I mean,
yeah, I haven't seen a book jump that high this
Wait a-
quick. in a
wait a
while.
that
minute.
quickly with like
Wait a
that.
minute. I'm surprised. Like I'm like,
You were like, hold. The
yeah. I'm like, I'm ready to like collapse off of this chair right now. Like that is nuts. Like, is that original cover?
Yeah, it's
or
it's
Yeah.
absolutely original. I mean, it's first run.
are the variants going for the same price?
No. Oh no, the variants probably. If it's first run variant, probably there was a couple run variants of the second printing.
Okay.
But we're talking this shiny metal first casting,
Oh,
you know, cover.
yeah. I got second print on that one.
Got to be in here on Wednesdays, folks.
freaking
Gotta be here.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know if you guys know, but my retirement it's all my comic books. They're in a shoebox, and I'm like, I don't need to save money because I'm gonna.
that's right. I'm
gonna have all these
flip
comics.
these comics.
Or
Yeah, because I was getting ready to end this episode and go home and eBay that shit like, right now.
Like all of a sudden, I'm super busy.
That's the end of the episode. Thanks for sitting down with us, guys. Shop a Secret Identity. And also go
on
check out my
Amazon.
eBay.
right.
Go check out my eBay account. You know, you find me here.
And I can't find it even new in stores. It's all consignment.
Of
It's all
course.
stores
Wow,
are holding it
that's
through
crazy.
consignment with people. So
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy. So how? I mean, we were talking about how well Comic Book Day went. Chelsea, you were crying.
I was
I mean,
so sad.
yeah.
You texted me, you're like, what time are you going to be at sick? And I was like, I'm out of town. I was like, this is my worst day. I mean, you know, New Comic Book Day, granted, it fell on Cinco de Mayo, so double holiday, because I
That's
drank
right.
all the beer yesterday.
need free Comic
I went to
Book
a
Day.
bar
You
that
know
had
the
Mystic Mama on tap, and I was ready for that. But, like, I missed it completely, and I was very, very sad. I did go to I was in Springfield, and there's this local shop that has, I don't know, they have, like, Donkey Kong arcade games, and they sell like Game Boys there, and they also have comics. And I went in, I was like, "What are you doing for New Comic Day?" Guess what? They weren't. I was
Oh.
like, "It's free Comic Book Day, dude! Like, come on." And I mean, it's like Christmas to me. It's one of the most important holidays of the year.
Yeah, I think I like
Luckily,
local shop.
Yeah.
better.
And the local shop day is good too.
Yeah, local shop day is fun.
It's the best. But I came in here and I saw Kel, and I was like, "Hey man, do I have time before the podcast to go grab a quick beer?" Which was counterintuitive because we're gonna drink beer here. and he was like, "I didn't see you for Free Comic Book Day," and he's like, "Do you want everything?" I was like, yes, like I do. And he had a stack waiting for me. I've got
It was
just
like 5 inches thick.
It was like 5 inches thick. He had everything I could ever dream of. I'm hyped.
She had to get a dolly.
Yeah, I did.
Get
And
him
Tank Girl was on top, and I was like,
Oh,
he
that
knows
Tank Girl!
me so well.
That Tank Girl cover looks hype too.
It's so good.
Yeah,
As soon as I saw the cover, I was like, I'm so happy that I'm here today.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Now, listen, like for those of you who might not understand, there's two different like comic book like kind of holidays. All right, there's Free Comic Book Day, and then there's Local Comic Shop Day.
Yes.
All right, Local Comic Shop Day. There's no free books. It's
No.
like it's that is more on par with Record Store Day, where
It
it's
is.
just
That's what I was gonna say.
exactly where it's just here are these limited releases that you can't get anywhere else. You can only get on this. They're only getting released this day, and there's that. But that's later in the year. The really big day is the Free Comic Book Day, and I found out more yesterday than even the year before that we do it differently than almost any other store.
You do.
Yeah,
You will give
absolutely.
people whatever they want.
Absolutely. So it's like some stores will do rules of like here are 3 books. You can get 3 free books, and then some places will be like more. They'll have different policies. Like if you buy now for every book you buy, you'll get another free one that you can
Right.
get. You know, it gets to be complicated. To me, I'm kind of a lazy person. It's a little complicated, so I'm just like so.
Have it all.
Yeah, Lauren and I decided we just laid it out. We said you could have one of everything, all right? But that's the only rule we had, one of everything. Because last year we had people come up, like we had Amazing Spider-Man, there's a book, would try to grab all 40 copies we have sitting out there and walk out with them.
People are
What?
crazy.
All right, I'm just saying, but that's not fair. That's not spreading the
No,
love.
that's not.
That's
No.
completely outside the
They weren't real geeks.
spirit of it. But then there's, I mean, so you hear all the time. Like I heard there's a bookstore in Columbus, and it's a chain of bookstores. I'm not going to say which bookstore it is. That they weren't giving free books out at all. They said you only with purchase
No.
were you getting even one free book. And I'm
Turning
like,
it into a profit deal is wrong.
well, it
Yeah.
says it on the front page, like from like the company.
This shop trying to make money. Nah.
Yeah, but no, but outside of this day, and we still, I mean, the whole point is to get people into the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, just the
Right.
point, you're still, like, we gave out a ton of stuff, like, we gave out a ton of books for that, but we still had 4 times the business that we had on any other given Saturday.
Yes.
So it's worth still doing. I mean, we had guys who came in who were confused. One guy gave me crap about it.
What?
One guy gave me crap about it. What do you mean you can get everything here? I'm like,
Like
well,
literally, you can take one of everything.
yeah, and there's,
He's
I don't know how
No.
else to say it. He's like,
No.
you are speaking Spanish.
No, he gave me crap. He's like, well, my buddies and I every year make a day of this, and we go to other shops. We collect 3 from here, 3 from here, 3
Oh
from here.
god! So you ruined his ale trail of comic book shops. He's like, well, shit, we came here first, and now we have it all.
And I was just like, I'm not stopping you from going other places. It's
Only
just,
take 3 and move on, sir.
yeah.
Like what?
Oh man.
He was like, now what do we do?
Like with the year of being in business, I would say that's one of the funniest things is that I get questions every day. I'm going, wasn't expecting that question. I
What are
wasn't.
some of the weirdest questions you've ever had?
People even know that we've been here a year. I had somebody asking for an Iron Man #1 if we had one in the shop.
Like just hanging out.
Yeah,
Hanging
and I'm like,
It was me.
Not surprised.
and I'm like,
I was like,
and
wait,
it's
was
no-
that me? I think it might have been one of us. We were here on the same
it was
day.
not. Right. But I'm just like, oh, I'm like, no, I could find one for you, and I did, you know,
course.
and that. So, but it's
What was the price on it?
I know.
there. I found 2. Okay, so I found different grades. I mean, these are ones that are already like
Okay.
graded in plastic, you know, like hard plastic,
Beautiful.
you know, already CBC
Oh, yeah.
graded, CBG graded, and everything.
No,
right?
no one's put one fingerprint on them.
Right. Well, so I found one that was like an 8.6, which is a higher graded one.
Goddamn.
I could sell it for $1,400.
Yeah, I believe it.
See retirement fund.
I found one. This showed, and I found one that was a 6.3. So I only found the 2. That one was for $860.
Did this person buy it?
He says he comes in. He has polls and stuff. He's still thinking about it. He was great. This wasn't like a bad
Yeah, no,
conversation.
he just legit wants Iron Man #1.
Yeah, and so he was
Me
talking.
too.
Me too.
So
I know, I was
badly.
like,
Well, he has 20 until now. Like he's been collecting them since then. You know, so he's just. I would like really like to get the first 20. I'm like, I could find I could try to look for whatever you want. He's like, well, tell me how much a 1 is. And I did. And he's like, he's still thinking about it. Like, he comes in and talks to me.
If
I don't
you
even
have
bring it up.
Everything starting at number 20, just do it.
Go for it.
Spend that money you were going to spend to
Go
buy
for
your
it.
cabin in Mexico or whatever, like, when you're like 70 years old, and spend it on comic books instead.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
That's all that
I
matters.
want Iron Man #1 so bad. I see it at cons, and I'm just like, I'm still like reaching that point. The last con I went to was Gem City Con. We had recorded at Warped Wing that night, and I bought Daredevil #7, first appearance of Red Suit, for like $120, and it's
Yes.
like a 3.5. It's like a terrible grade, but like I just wanted that, and I'm like pushing my limits to be like, okay, I could spend this much. I can spend this much. What I decided is I'm going to get every Iron Fist because there's only 80 of them, and then I already have like the most expensive one. I have like his first issue, not first appearance.
Because nobody cares.
Right. So there's only 80 of them.
But maybe
so-
one day they will.
One day, Danny Rand is going to redeem
It will
himself.
happen. I
I
am totally confident.
I'm rewatching the season on Netflix.
Oh, why?
Dude, no, okay, but for
I
real,
love
I'm
Iron
in the
Fist.
same
I
boat.
love
I
it.
just started rewatching it, and when I first watched it, I was like, all right. But now I'm watching it again, and I'm like, you know what? This is underrated.
The choreography is
So
bad. Like his fight scenes are bad. His
They're
acting,
cheesy, but I almost am like starting to appreciate that cheesiness in a cult classic kind of way, where I'm like, you know what? That's what makes this great.
Let me just
Like-
mic drop Colleen Wing, though, man.
Right.
She is boss. Give it up for
She
that. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm the immortal Iron Fist. It's a drinking game. Like, how many people doesn't know he's the immortal Iron Fist? Drink.
I've seen some great memes. I think it was around Valentine's Day. Like these were all over social media, and they were like so incredibly hilarious. But I think like Pornhub was doing like a free
Yes.
like premium package around Valentine's Day, and it was like that picture when he first like lights up the fist, and he's like.
I was gonna say Pornhub and Iron Fist. Where are we going?
Right. And he's like, it's that image of him, and he's like,
Kelly
I can do
He can't even give his glasses on.
So it was perfect. I'm gonna pull up the meme before we're done today, so you can see it, because it is like if Iron Fist existed for no other reason besides that meme,
Totally
then,
worth
then
it.
yeah, life is worth it.
Yeah,
It's under a different subcategory on the
It
story.
has its own special category.
I do think Fist is still in.
It is, but
The search.
but the Iron Fist is a next level thing.
But yeah, I'm like I think I can obtain all of Iron Fist's solo run, even his like first appearance. Like I just know it's overpriced right now because he is on like the Netflix series, and I know Kelly is going to be like so disappointed, but I think he is a big part of Luke Cage season 2.
Well,
but they're heroes for hire.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because there was Power Man versus in Iron Fist. That was a combination
It's gone.
forever. So
I was getting ready to
Is this a
hand
one or
Chelsea
two?
a #2, and now she's jumping into a #1.
Numero
How are you
uno.
liking that?
it's
New
good.
design?
It's actually really good. I mean, it's. I would say, are we doing a thing? Are we doing the bottle cap thing? So
Yeah,
I feel like
Bottle
we
Cap
need
grade
to,
that one
yeah.
too.
I would say it's like a 4. So for that kind of beer, it's good. That's good
Yeah,
for
the
me.
New England's great. Yeah, Chelsea was excited. I just felt that beer's like shoot.
It
all
just
over.
shot everywhere.
It was awesome.
It was just going.
You're
all-
talking about Iron Fist.
I'm Pornhub, Iron Fist, crack this beer
Right.
all over Ellis.
He's just like,
felt it.
oh.
For those of you who can't see, he literally just looked at me like that went everywhere.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Refreshing.
It was not good.
It was a slightly warm day here in central Ohio. That was nice. That was a nice little beer
Cool
bath.
it down.
It was a slightly warm day.
I just imagine that if Kelly didn't own a comic book shop or have whatever nerd job you have during the day, that you would, like, in a really sultry manner, read romance novels, like
Ooh,
books
I
on
like
tape.
that too.
Like, that's your side job
Like a-
no one knows about.
Like Edward Kemper.
He's like the massive, throbbing
You can,
Irish liver.
you can pick up his read of 50 Shades of Grey on Audible.
Do we even know that Kelly really has like a nerd job?
Dude,
during the
I don't
day?
know.
Maybe he just does dress
feel
like an
like-
asshole.
I don't know what he does, but I feel like it's got to be some geeky. What do you do, Cal?
I run a security company, like
That's
like alarm systems and a branch of a security company, like alarm systems and fire alarm, security, access control cameras.
It's exactly what I expected.
So if anybody was Batman and knew how to skirt
It would be
security
Kelly.
cameras.
Oh, I could absolutely. I would skirt it. I could just shut them down from a
Right,
distance.
right.
It's like, we're good.
Or Kelly could be, or Kelly could at least be your Alfred.
He's definitely.
He could be working the board, shutting things down as you go, putting things on a constant loop.
Little sidebar: who is your favorite Alfred?
We talked about this a little
we?
bit last time. I think honestly, I really love Gotham's. I murdered his name last time, and I would murder it again.
Oh, the Gotham the show.
Yeah, Gotham the show. I love him because he's like such a badass.
He is a badass in that. I know this sounds. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I just love like Lego Batman Alfred because he's always like just such. He's kind of a dick to Batman. You know what I mean? Like he's every time Batman says something about like how he's totally fine and he doesn't need a family, Alfred's like, right. Like, you're so wrong. And I mean, it's I don't know. I've referenced that twice now in this episode, so I must really love that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, that's like on constant rotation.
It's
That and Iron
gone.
Fist.
My two favorite things in life are Iron Fist and Lego Batman.
Now my mind's going to the worst places. Every time you bring up Iron Fist, I want to make jokes like Iron Fist XXX.
Exactly. Yes. It'd probably sell better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would absolutely.
not your father's Iron Fist.
Not your father's Iron Fist.
Honestly, like when they release that on Blu-ray and DVD, like I guarantee if they put it in like the X-ray,
It would totally sell.
it would sell better than what it's going
At
to.
least by
sell.
accident. People would be very disappointed.
Oh,
But they'd
absolutely.
pay the money and then they, at least it would. It'd be
That's
generous.
right. It would be moving off the shelves in one in
And
one.
Alice
way or
is like, I
another.
need that to happen.
Right. I do want to. I don't know. I am like the only person who like really liked Iron Fist. I liked him in Defenders. I liked his own show. There was some terrible acting.
A lot of boardroom in that show. And I was just like, how much boardroom do I need? Like, just
I mean, is there ever enough boardroom?
All right. So your favorite Alfred. Let's hear it.
I've really come like to Jeremy Irons. I think Jeremy Irons, like, because he has
Oh.
that snarky voice that's so great. Like, you can tell he's been doing it for a long time, and he's just like, whatever. Like, he's just, we're still doing it, but like when he's like, he gives him some crack about like drinking all the wine out of the basement.
Yeah.
It just. And how there's never going to be like any the further Wayne heirs or anything. And
I've honestly I've watched Chelsea. Me and you had just spoken about this, so you can kind of elaborate on your opinion as well. I just rewatched Justice League. I bought it for $9.99. I told myself I would when it
Yes.
was $9.99 because it was not a $20 movie.
It was not.
It was not a pre-order. I want to pre-order Infinity War, which I got to give a shout out to Kelly. Also, he's missing Infinity War tonight to sit down with us. So he
You
is.
still haven't seen it, Cal.
He's a bigger fool than I thought.
well, no, all right,
I'm about to see it
First
for the
off,
second time.
I'm going to explain this.
I
all right,
just wanted
'cause
to
we
rub
keep
that
people-
in. I'm like, by the way, I'm about to see it again tonight.
I'm gonna fill up Kelly's canned beer a little bit with this canned
Do
beer
it.
because we don't have glasses today.
I have glasses.
Can
Oh, you have
to
glasses?
can. You know what?
You're good.
Actually,
No,
Kelly,
no.
can I talk about your glassware for a minute? Glassware is something that you offer here at Secret Identity constantly.
You talking about those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Laura,
I wasn't going to
anytime
grab
I
those.
come in here and I go to take a picture, she's like, "Please photograph the glassware," because you have like Punisher glasses, Deadpool glasses, like anything you could imagine. They have like a bottle opener or a glass for it. Not just, it's well beyond
I
comics.
bought
She's
like,
always
a full
telling me to
lot.
photograph the glassware.
Let me explain because one of our biggest little joys, like our basic little like yay kind of moments,
life, yeah.
Right. Well, since for the last year has been when we have sold something that we have had forever.
I know.
So every time, like we have this housewares section that has like a Slimer cookie jar,
Slimer cookie jar. You have a Batman popcorn maker, an R2D2 popcorn maker,
and like Batman now pint glasses.
You have a BB-8 and an R2D2 salt and pepper combo.
Right,
And then they got an Iron Fist
Glass.
in the back.
plunger, an Iron Fist plunger.
I don't know if that's housewares.
I bought a full lot of your Gotham.
And you're the
Gotham
first people-
like city, like
Yeah.
the GCPD.
Yep, we had GCPD glasses. We had
awesome.
We had Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem Muppet like
Yeah.
band
Oh,
glasses,
Yeah.
which we just sold the last one yesterday.
I know, I'm like looking over there trying to see what you have left.
The last ones we have are the stacked deck. We've had them since day one. Same thing with the bottle openers. So we've sold a couple, but then for the day one we're just like, you know what? Maybe our finger's not on the pulse of things
No.
because
My kid has had his eye on the Deadpool bottle opener, but I think you sold that one.
Because every hit brewery now just cans.
Exactly.
I got some like super boss like bottle openers for Christmas, so I was like, "F it, I'm gonna start buying bottled beer again."
Yes.
Because I just want to use
Just to
this
use
bottle
this
opener. And one of them
Your
was
Punisher bottle opener.
yeah, one of them was from my cousin, and it's like a Heroes by the Pint like wall mounted one. So I was like going down into my studio just to open a beer,
Yes.
like coming back up to watch TV.
Like it feels so right.
I gotta say, I think this Full Steam, You Are Here 1 and 2, and the paycheck's working because we just went through a spell there of
We did.
some quick bouncing around, but it was fun.
Quick bouncing around.
We are at Alfred. Where are we at? I'm trying to retrack. real
Alfred
quick.
Iron Fist.
So I thought of something to talk about. So,
Okay,
all right,
let's hear it.
all right. So people come up to me the last time. One guy was the guy at the Action Comics party.
Okay.
All right, and two of them yesterday. They're like, "Well, what books do you have in your private collection?" And
Iron Fist.
I have every Iron
Ellis in like 10 years. we'll have like a mask around when. What did you accomplish in life, sir? I bought every Iron.
Literally on his tombstone it will
Yeah.
say,
I
he
am
owns
the
every
immortal Iron Fist.
And if it's not, then Chelsea and I are going to go there and carve it on the
We will
back.
edge it. This man owned every Iron Fist ever.
Oh man!
And then we'll come. Any new copy that comes out, we'll come and put it on your grave.
I said this on our post regarding the Action Comics 1000. I was like, when you have friends like this, you have to have a strong liver.
You do.
And so cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Man. If you guys are showing up and carving this man owned every Iron Fist comic on the back of my headstone,
we're there for that.
yeah, it'll be like, that's like on par with my wife's promising to shoot my ashes out of a potato cannon.
Yeah.
That's like that's been her line. But Kelly, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they've asked me what. So now I have comic books. I have maybe about 500 like at home, but I have not bought a single comic book since we started doing like even planning for this store. One of my favorite stores is Laughing Ogre in Columbus, and I remember 15 years ago asking Gib there about the same thing. Well, God, you have to have such rates, and he said you cannot collect and sell.
It's like
Yeah.
a drug dealer.
It's like because you will look. Let's say this great book. Let's say Action Comics, or let's say the casting
Right.
comes in, and you're like, "Look at this book. I want to buy it for myself." If I owned that book at home, you're going to tell me it's not going to be in here at $250, like marked up,
Which
like,
is fair.
I mean,
It literally is exactly like that. It's like you're eating your own profits, you know? But
There are some shops that I see in Columbus and shops that I enjoy that I go to. But I do see, I feel like maybe they have like a hold where they're holding some of these variants and something because like literally months later, boom, behind the counter, $20, $30.
Oh, absolutely. I could tell you stores that do it.
Yeah,
And
and I'm just like, man, like, you wouldn't sell that to me like a month ago for $2.99?
And that's one thing that we have proven that we don't do. Now, if you guys don't know how the variant kind of stuff works, is that
It's a mess.
yeah, it absolutely is. But it's like I'll use the example of Spider-Man 800.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Spider-Man 800 is coming out pretty soon. So
Like
it's
a
coming,
few weeks,
Yes,
right?
yeah, 2 or 3 weeks. we ordered so many of it, and then they're like, okay, Marvel's like, if you want this one variant, you have to order 25 copies of the original one, and then you can get one of these variants. Now, here's my thing. If I got that one variant, that variant would immediately be $25.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Minimum.
Yeah, that's a minimum. All right. Now, there's also a second variant you can get if you order 50 copies of a different variant.
Jacked up.
One that's different, going all the way up to 1,000 copies.
What?
Who could ever sell 1,000 copies?
Midtown Comics,
Oh yeah. True.
Yeah, Midtown, maybe Mile High.
maybe,
But
like
you know
I mean, but LA, like there's
That's
You're
huge
crazy.
cities.
You are a, I don't know. The one thing that I constantly think about you and Lara in general with regard to the shop is like you guys are. It goes back to like Free Comic Book Day. You're a comic shop with a huge amount of integrity. Like you want to provide people with the absolute like best product. You'll straight up order anything that anyone asks you for, like Iron Man 1. Or like I just asked you to order me Chew, and you inform me that there's 10 editions that I now need absolutely right now. Because I have volume 2. I'm like, dude, I really need volume 1. Like I love volume 2, but I feel like I need to start over with volume 1. And he's like, there's 10, so you need all 10. Which I do.
Eventually.
As
Literally
soon as Kelly was like, there's 10 of those, Chelsea's like, what does this gig pay?
I know. I was like, how much am I being paid? No, it's
I was like, it's awesome. It's a huge financial drain to be on this podcast.
In fact, it cost us money. Right. It's just like working for the comic book shop. No,
When you're buying $80 a case of beer, yeah, it's costing you money.
I should not. I'm in here taking pictures every week for Kel and Lara, and I'm like, I'm taking pictures for your social media, and I'm like, also, I need this. It's like cost me $25 to freaking work for you guys.
But we give you the employee discount.
You totally do.
I'll say this: everybody that I have brought to the shop, which is Ryan, who was here with me recording on Action Comics 1000, Marcus, who was just here helping with the setup and hanging out, having a couple of beers. He had some family commitments today. He couldn't be on the episode. He was super bummed.
He was bummed.
Everybody is like just so taken back by like how genuine Kelly and Laura are, and I just
people.
Yeah, I just think that like it just speaks so much to like the people that you are, because like people come in here and they just love this shop. It's not the biggest shop, and that's one reason I love it. Sometimes
Me
you go
too.
into shops and it's like overwhelming, like back catalog of
No, like you go
like,
into a
searching.
record store and you're like, all right, I'm here for this specific album, and it takes you an hour and a half to find it because it's so insanely extensive. And you come into this shop and it's like, one, if we don't have it, we'll get it for you. And two, look around, like take your time, look around. And this is a place where you feel like it's your family, like Kelly and I've said this before, and Lara has said this to me, and every time I'm like, ugh, but she is like, you are my family, like this is family. And you feel that way when you come into a shop like this. Like this is what a comic shop is supposed to be.
Yeah, so everyone, please head down to 34 North Franklin Street, Delaware, Ohio. And Secret Identity Comics, man. I don't know. You mean a ton
You won't
to me.
regret it.
Yeah. I have to work a ton of overtime just to like support my habit. It's always great because like
It's the only reason I have a job.
Well, you're
at a bar.
buying statues, and they're expensive.
I literally have a job at a bar where I make like $200 a night to support my comic book habit.
I have like stepped into the statue game, man. Like
Yeah.
Ryan would like flex on you to be like, if you called it a toy, like watch out, man. Ryan would be like, they're figures. They're figures.
These are
These aren't even figures. They don't move. It's not like they have
It's a
like
literal
10
statue.
points of articulating action like
It
G.I.
doesn't
Joe.
make a sound or anything.
That Moon Knight statue that I just got, I gotta say, it's not that fun to play with in the tub.
It's not a tubby toy.
No, it's definitely
How big? I mean, the box is gigantic.
Yeah, it was huge.
How big was the figure within the box?
Well, we're gonna be having a toy reveal here soon. Our toy wonder, like I bought it. I also bought Batman Gotham by Gaslight figure from
Yeah.
Secret Identity, and I'm like so excited to get it. But like I've decided, like all of our toy reveals or our unboxing is going to be done by the Toy Wonder. So like
This man has been so sad because he's like, I paid my money for this toy,
Oh.
and this other man gets
Don't
to
call
open
it.
it.
It's like you're being cuckolded.
It's like, I know I put all this up front, and I'm so excited to see what's in there. Yeah, go ahead and open it. It's like letting someone open your Christmas presents
Yeah.
for you.
And see, and people don't understand, like, the statues and stuff, it's a weird kind of business. All right,
Yeah, it
so
is weird.
it's because, like, I could order a
You're
statue.
telling me.
Totally freaky.
Like a statue today, I could order it.
Alex.
Oh, no, I'm just sorry. Chelsea's just like, it's totally fake.
Totally freaky.
Because the thing is with these, I mean, some of these statues are like $400 or $500. I mean, that's really high end.
Right,
but,
right.
except for like the 6-foot like life-size statue of
Like
Harley
my
Quinn.
size Princess Barbie.
But I've seen them with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
I've seen those as well.
All right, I'm just going. That's
I
creepy.
think those
Who's
are.
getting
I
this?
think those are right next to the Iron Fist
I was
box.
gonna say, I feel like that is for a completely different thing, Kelly. We're not talking about the same
No.
topic.
But you see some of these regular size statues that are this much money. But I look at my catalog today. It says will not be ready until like November. All right, because they will only make them if there are enough orders to make them.
Right.
Yeah.
So the problem is that like there's some that we've ordered, we haven't ordered, but I've heard about being ordered, and they're just like, no, we didn't get enough. But they're so
Wow.
expensive that is the only thing in the shop that we ask to be prepaid.
Well, which is fair.
You know, like
Yeah, absolutely.
because if somebody, I could have a Moon Knight statue sitting here forever.
Yeah. I mean, it
You
is.
wouldn't because Ellis would buy it.
Exactly.
You'd walk in and be like, I need that.
I love.
I do not need groceries this week.
No.
And there has been a couple of, we'll say, gentlemen who have come in to be like, there's some interesting anime statues
Oh,
or manga
yes.
statues. There are
They-
some,
I got it. You guys had just given me the Diamond Select,
the catalogs.
the catalogs, and I was looking through that, and I was flipping through some of the figures, and I was like looking what I was possibly going to be buying Marcus for his birthday. And yeah, and I got to the anime, and my like daughter walks up, and I was like,
And you all of a sudden feel super dirty.
I have to close this because like
This is
I
a toy
literally-
catalog.
I literally just had to explain to someone that that's like a whole genre of, you know, like back to the Iron Fist, that it's people are into that, and they were like cartoon people, and I was like, yes, like that's a thing.
Do you think we could get this episode sponsored by Netflix? I don't think Iron Fist has ever been brought up. This
I know,
much
they're
ever.
like, you know what, we are so hyped. These people are into Iron Fist.
I mean,
God.
that dude's getting it carved on his headstone.
Yeah, this man is gonna die with some kind of homage to Iron Fist.
Yeah,
Permanent.
like I said, man, stepping in here, Marcus has a pull with you guys now. Ryan, like you guys are just the best people through and through. Like, I appreciate you guys so much, and honestly, the comic pull game is like incredibly addictive because I remember when I started with the Nightwing New Order, and I was like, oh, that was really good. I was like, okay, I want to do this, and I'll do a Batman one.
Yes.
And Kelly's like, oh, if you get 10 pulls, you get like 10% off or something. You were doing that at the time.
Yeah.
That's part of being, what is it, an agent, right, Kel?
Now it is.
Yes.
Now it's just it's being an agent. Now we
And
used
I
to
was
do-
like,
Identity
I'll
agents.
never have 10 pulls. I was just before we went on camera
And
counting
you
down.
have,
I have 20.
you have double. You have 20.
Yeah, I was
Literally, Kelly was like, you don't have 20 pulls. And he's like, I will count them for you right now. This man pulls up his like notes on his iPhone, and he's
Yeah.
like, I have this one. I have Iron Fist. I have...
and it's
We were like, that's actually 20.
and it's funny. Another thing I learned this year is that it's a lot of educating people of how like the system works because a lot of people don't
Right.
realize is that it's a complete monopoly. There's one distributor. Like that we get almost unless we are going independently to each individual independent comic shop, like independent comic like publisher. Everything goes through one centralized distribution house, and that's where you have to go. What I bring this up for is that, but we have to order 2 months in advance.
Right.
All right, so let's say, and this is one of the reasons we started giving you a catalog, is because if somebody's like, oh, pull this for me next week,
Right.
and I didn't order it just to have on the wall, I might not be able to get it.
Right.
You know,
right.
because it takes 2 months from from an initial order. A lot of times I can order it today and they'll send it back to me. You know, if they have other copies. But like Marvel, they only print what is ordered. So I mean, that is it. Sometimes people go out of business, they cancel, so they have some backstock stuff. But it's not ones that I can be like, we're getting it on Tuesday. I can order it on Friday the week before and get it and guarantee that it's going to be here because it's just like I can try.
Right.
Right. You do the best you can.
And our computer doesn't. The computer software that they give us doesn't. It doesn't. It calculates that 2 months in. So we had a client, very good client, started ordering Darth Vader. We didn't pull it for him that next one, even though we order a ton of extra copies because they sell, because the computer didn't tell us his was ready.
Right.
Right.
Because his was ready, you know, it's not going to be for the 2 months because it's off this. So now we have Post-it note. We have like a ledger to go over it every time to manually be like, okay, this person did it, until the computer kicks it out. But
because on your website, you can sign up for pools and it'll, you know, and that's probably not like, does that, you know, what am I trying to say? Like, does that translate immediately?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
What am I trying to say? You can sign up to be both an agent and to get pools on your website now, right?
Absolutely. But our pool thing says it might not be for 2 months.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes,
caveat.
that is what I'm trying to say.
That
right there.
And
you nailed it.
But if it's DC or Marvel, usually we'll have it anyway. We can do it. We can catch it. But you know, when you develop a human system, sometimes you get missed. This one guy was upset. Like this, I'm like, it's right here. You know, like that's
bro, we got it.
That's no problem. but he already left the store before. So I understand. I understand because we never want that to happen. You know. So, but you know, we just has to be.
I mean, I was in here flipping tables.
Yeah, he just was throwing things.
When my Deep Roots #1 didn't come in.
I act like I was here.
It was on me. Yeah, but that's why I got the kettle.
But that was
everything.
But the Deep Roots is an example because we don't get those issues.
Right.
I like to keep it because it's a very who does that as a Valiant?
Vault is crushing it right now. Wasted Space, Deep Roots, Submerge is coming out. I'm on a pull for all of those.
And everything else.
And all of this.
And literally.
This one. I just pulled a random one off the shelf. Rick and Morty.
I just saw that. He's got a pull for the Kiss comic.
Right.
Very hardcore.
To be fair, it's Kiss versus the Army of Darkness.
True.
So let's...
Which sounds super badass.
Is legit. You have a great story about...
I can't even be sad about it, honestly.
You have a great story, Kelly, about someone who was...
We're just pulling comics.
I just realized somebody put this in the wrong spot.
Oh, that mother.
You had a great story about someone who was into the James Bond comics but refused to have a poll. Can you get into that, or is that something you don't want to touch on?
Okay, so this gentleman, we had the James Bond comic, so we were collecting that, but nobody bought it. All right, so we took them all out and put them in a backstock kind of space, you know, like in our backstock boxes. And this gentleman would come in like once every 3 months and pick up like an issue. And then he's like, and then we asked him, like, sir, do you want us to put these away for you, or do you want us to like set up a poll or this for you like? And he's like, no, I'll just come in and buy the next one like when I want. And we're like, okay, but it's not guaranteed to be here.
That's my daughter with the group comics, and then she gets pissed when they're not here. I'm like, dude. She's 4 years old. She's like, where's my group?
Yeah, and so 3 months went down, and somebody came in and bought the last 2 issues that we had of the run, and then he comes in and he's like, well, where's my book? I'm like...
We did not hold it for you, sir, because you do not have a pool.
Like first, it's not your book. It was my book, and I sold it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I can't take credit for me. That was Laura because she's.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're quoting your wife.
Right.
Because Kelly'd be like, "I'll get you one."
And she's like, "And the last time, yeah, I would have been." And I think I even said that to him, like, "Sir, I can order you one." Well, you know, I came. He got not in my face, but he was just like, "I come in here for this reason. You should know."
You should.
You should know.
You should know what this.
I don't know what I had for breakfast, let alone like what's like 3 months ago that this guy might come in. So I'll hold
you
these
and me,
books.
Bro. I can't even tell you what I ate today.
Oh man, dude.
For any meal.
You have some awesome stories about like dealing with customers.
But I love our customers. It's not that even this guy, like I absolutely would have ordered it for him, but he just there has to be some kind of level of human understanding.
That's not a thing. I don't know if you know.
No,
that.
that's not a thing. So,
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2018 America.
Right.
so Chelsea, maybe you can comment on some of this stuff too.
We'll see.
I wanted to ask Kelly. So the Batman wedding.
Yes, number 50 in July 4th.
I was hyped. First
July
of all, put that
4th.
on your Instagram. I was like, can I put this out now? Like,
Right.
It's happening.
Are you RSVPing?
Duh. Pretty sure I'm a bridesmaid.
Okay, so here, I got to jump into this. I have to jump into this. So, who would throw your bachelor party and who would throw your bachelorette party?
Okay, Deadpool will throw my
well,
bachelor party.
Well, no, it's got to be inside. It's got to be
First off-
Inside the DCU.
First off, am I Bruce Wayne?
no.
You're freaking Batman.
Or am I me
Are
at the
you
DCU?
Catwoman?
Am
She's pretty hot. I'd be okay.
Right.
I'd be okay.
If you were Bruce Wayne, yes, and if you were Selena Kyle,
Oh man.
who would you have throw your bachelorette party, and who would you have throw your bachelor party?
Oh man.
I said Joker.
Joker would be. I mean, that would be.
It's
fun.
too much.
He'd be
It's
a little
too
over the
much.
top.
I mean, you
Look at
should
that
have seen
picture.
me back in the day. I was
Wait,
too
what
much
picture?
when I.
Okay,
throw
yeah, that
bachelor
picture.
parties.
I see it now. Dang.
I mean, it was too much when I used to throw bachelor parties. I wanted to go in business and be like kind of like a party coordinator for bachelor parties because I used to be. It's going to be hard for you guys to believe this, but I kind of used to be a little unhinged. I used to be pretty
Oh
wild.
wow, that's weird.
I'm shocked, sir.
Ew.
I have friends who talk to my other friends, and they're like, "What was Ellis used?"
It's like
used
when I
to
talked
be
about
like,
my memory earlier. And you're like, oh yeah.
Marcus was like, Ellis would know your limit and then push you 10 times past it and not stop. And I was like, was that me? And he's like, yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So who would throw your bachelor party?
You don't want to say Superman, all right? Because I mean, to me,
He'd be the worst.
no, but
That's
you want
worse.
Superman to be your best man, all right? But not to throw your
But you
bachelor
kind of
party.
sort of
Yeah,
hate
Superman
him.
would-
Low key hate him.
Yeah, Superman would be like, all right, we're going to start
Let's
off
do this,
with
bro.
like a Wednesday night service.
No,
Yeah.
you know he'd have strippers there.
No, Superman's the guy you
He'd
want
be
to
like,
be
I got
godfather
Wonder
of your
Woman.
kid.
Yes,
Yes.
not
So-
to throw your bachelor party, bro.
All right, but here's the thing: I don't think he's going to be the best man
No.
No.
because I think it's going to be Gordon.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that take. I like that take.
too.
But it'll probably, honestly, because if they're doing it publicly as Bruce and Selena,
Yeah.
it'll probably be Dick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's who it would probably be. If they were doing it as Batman and Catwoman, like where Gordon supposedly didn't
Right,
know,
right.
it would be Gordon.
Yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean? So,
yeah.
But for the bachelor party, Lobo. Alright,
Sounds fun.
alright, just
I'm totally RSVPing for that.
That's right. And,
alright.
and for the bachelorette party.
Oh, this is a tough one. I feel like okay, and we've talked about this before actually. Poison Ivy is like the most sultry
Oh, yeah.
character of
Yes,
all time,
yes.
and I feel like if you're gonna throw a really kickin' bachelorette party, that's all Iron Fist and stuff. she would be probably my go-to girl. She'd be my wingman for that.
That'd be it.
I'd be like, you got this, girl. You know.
If I was Catwoman, though, it's not my choice.
Who would
No?
you choose, Kel?
Because they just did a whole thing where Ivy kind of had a nervous breakdown.
Ivy did
So-
freak out.
yeah,
I was
so-
there for that.
So I still think because unlike it would be Harley.
Okay, first of all, Harley would be like super freaking fun.
Yeah, it'd be a
She's just-
fun party.
It would be very, very fun.
Because
Just-
she's not like the Joker who's going to blow up everybody. Like
Can they
she's
just
to
do it
stand on-
collaboratively?
Yeah.
Just to stand on the wall and watch Harley, That's like,
Right, that's all you need.
right. Like, you'd be like, man, that was incredible.
Legitimately, Suicide Squad kind of sucked. She killed it.
Yeah, she did.
I thought Will Smith killed it too.
Will Smith kills everything.
Yeah, Will Smith was great. Harley was great in Suicide Squad.
Especially Independence Day 2.
You totally tore it up.
Yeah.
Pitch, oh my god.
Well, what I wanted to really get into is like, man, comics just know how to sell themselves because
They do.
these fools have been getting married Because I have like the proposal issue.
Right.
I have like the gown and like the tux issue.
Dude, you know, I got yelled at for prematurely posting the wedding issue.
Oh.
Caleb was like, okay, so again, Caleb does the most of the social media, and I posted the wedding issue on like a Thursday. I don't remember what day. And he was like, babe, you need to save big comics for the weekends. That's a Saturday post that you just posted on a Thursday. He's like, it's the Batman wedding, for God's sake. Like, this has been so built
And
up.
it's not until July.
I know, and I totally, I prematurely posted. I don't know what I was thinking.
Did you think that the wedding dress one was the wedding one?
I was like, this is it.
Well,
you
that-
know,
but
he's like,
that's
we're
the
there in
thing.
the mirror. They're both standing in the mirror. Yes, yeah,
And,
right there.
and that's what I was talking about too. With like, I wanted to get into with like, Lady Thor has been dying,
Dead.
dying
R.I.P.
dead. Carving on the back of her headstone that she had every.
R.I.P.
Lady Thor had every Iron Fist comic ever.
She did. She had it more than Alice.
Like I was like, oh yeah, well, I think it was 700 or something. I was like, oh, I want 700. Like Lady Thor's dying,
She's dead.
and then it was like, oh, a full run.
And then there's
And it-
another one.
Yeah, and then it ends at 7:05.
We just talked about this. You came in and you were like, what is this crap?
And then there's another one of her like still dying.
And I
I'm
literally
like,
said to you, I said, I think this is the one where she actually dies.
Well, guys,
You about to burst
cancer
our bubble?
doesn't work as scheduled.
also bless up Lady Thor. I mean,
Cheers!
come on, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jane Foster. Also, they
Cancer doesn't work on the Twitter.
Kelly brought his A
Alright.
game. Kelly brought his
He's here
A
today.
game.
Yeah, he's here
yeah.
for this.
Yeah, this has been impressive, man. This has been a fun episode. I think we are pushing a little past our limits. If maybe not really a comic poll, but Chelsea, you're just talking about Chew.
Yeah.
So, Secret Identity, twice a month, they sponsor the weekly comic poll segment that we're doing of the show. Why don't you jump into that a little bit? Sponsored by Secret Identity Comics.
Yes, Secret Identity Comics.
Dun dun dun.
I just came in and I asked for Chew, and it is incredible. And what's cool about Secret Identity
Image
is,
Comics, right?
yeah, they carry more than just, you know, your DC Marvel. They've got all kinds of graphic novels, and Chew's won awards for artwork, and the content is wild. It's about a guy that literally gets psychic readings from his food, which would be no big deal, except he's totally a detective that ends up eating bodies to determine how they died. So Alice's mind is blown. This man, legit, he figures out that he gets psychic readings from like chicken, and then eventually his partner is like, dude, if you took a bite out of this dead person, what would you learn? And he's like, probably how they died. And he's like, we can solve literally every crime. And it's very interesting.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Bottle
yes.
cap grade?
Bottle cap. Bottle cap grade right now. I've only read volume 2. I just ordered volume 1. I'm kind of going backwards.
All right.
But right now it's at a solid 4. 4 out of
Boom.
5.
I like that. I like that.
Check it out. And it's called CHEW, but the man's name is CHU.
Okay.
So it's Chew. Yes, check it out.
Yeah, sounds.
The artwork, seriously, for the artwork alone is like 4.5 out of 5 bottle caps. I mean, the artwork is very, very cool. It's very original. It's absolutely worth checking out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, for my comic poll takes, I'm going to jump into a little bit of Vault Comics. Vault Comics has been a huge supporter of the Heroes by the Pint for a little while now. We have some of their artists getting ready to come on, including the writer of Wasted Space, and we are actually trying to work with getting the writer of Deep Roots. And I cannot recommend both of those books enough. Once again, Secret Identity Comics pulled both of those books for me. The start of some incredible runs. Wasted Space, I don't really even know where to jump into it. The artwork is phenomenal. I'll give it issue 1 as well as issue 1 of Deep Roots, 5 bottle caps, because
Yes.
they are super sweet. I'm actually going to be passing both of those issues on to you, Chelsea, for you to read them.
I'm stoked.
Because you're going to be sitting down when we do the interview with the writer of Wasted Space, so I'm like super excited about that. Check out Vault Comics. They have some really incredible storylines coming out right now, and they're doing such a good job with some of the indie stuff. And I was telling Kelly, I was in here a week ago, I'm like, I find myself getting a little away from the company characters. You were saying the same thing, Chelsea.
Yes.
You pull very little company characters.
Indeed.
And the indies are, I don't know, I'm taken back by them.
Well,
They
I
get,
told
like,
you I was-
such depth.
Yeah, I told you I was really into, and you know, I draw, so I'm really into the artwork. Honestly, like
The Daily Doodle on
the
Instagram. Check her
Daily-
out.
Check it out, the Daily Doodle. Literally, if it takes me more than an hour, I don't post it because it's not a doodle anymore.
Damn, it's too much work.
Scrap this. No, but the artwork matters to me. And Paper Girls, Kelly and I have talked about this before. It's, you know, that's kind of an indie comic that I got into. It's a graphic novel. They have 4 editions, I believe.
Yeah, they just came out with the fourth.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean the artwork is fantastic. The storyline's great too, obviously, but you know,
Same writer that does Saga.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Saga's like huge.
Yeah.
incredible. So I'm with you. I'm kind of lately I've been you know, drifting into the indie comic world, and I feel like I stay mainstream with like all the Marvel and DC movies,
Right.
but when it comes to my reads, I've been kind of, you know, drifting away from the DCU and the Marvel universe.
Are there any polls you want to talk about, Kelly?
Well, I mean, I always I want to get into more of the image, but yeah, I'll talk about. Sorry,
You're good.
ADD. So yeah, there's a book called Punk's Not Dead.
Yes,
Okay, which
Laura
is
is a huge fan, right?
huge fan.
so like I read the first couple ones. The third one just came out, and so it's about this kid who's getting bullied in high school, but the ghost of Johnny Rotten
Hell yeah.
comes and like
I'm
comes
like,
and,
you
know,
have me now.
and comes like helps him out and is like his buddy.
Is Johnny Rotten dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, not Johnny
Sid
Rotten.
Vicious.
Sid
Sid
Vicious.
Vicious.
I knew Sid Vicious.
It's
was
Sid
dead.
Vicious. It's Sid Vicious. It's his. Yeah. So it's Sid Vicious.
Wait, is Johnny Rotten? Oh, we need to know.
No,
this
he's
stuff.
not.
He's
I
alive.
don't
still?
think so.
I don't know.
It's like that whole Chuck Norris.
I feel like
back in
he
the day,
died
right?
when they stopped making music. Like internally, his soul.
Now
like,
he's going
I'm
by
dead.
Saul Goldstein, and that's his. And he's a paramedic down at the 154th precinct.
Right,
Nice.
right. Go ahead,
So,
go ahead, yeah.
So the other one that I like, that I tried to get into, I tried to do it, was Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, because I was a Dave Lewitsky fan, like the guy who, like, when it was Kick-Ass, when it was a high school student who would just get his ass kicked every single time because he's like this, because I want to be a superhero, you know, this kind of thing.
Kick ass.
And it's great. All right, now it's kind of evolved. It's like a single mother who's an Iraq war vet who kind of
Right.
put on the suit, and I'm like, it's good, it's this,
But it's
but
too
it's
heavy.
not like I can't identify with.
Well,
that.
and Kick-Ass
Like,
was originally so lighthearted.
Yeah.
That when you get into that heavy shit, you know, it's like, is that what this is really
Yeah.
supposed to be about?
and they're doing the small run of like Hit Girl in Columbia, and it's
Right.
just blood.
No.
Like it's that's fine because that's what that character is. And she's just like smiling. She's like, "Hi, I'm Mindy." Or it's just like,
You're
well, she's, yeah. And so there's that. I like those two. But I mean, I always like the bigger ones. So I love the Batman stuff they're doing about the wedding, even though Booster Gold's a douche. And it's
So you're enjoying Tom King's run?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have a lot of people upset that the run is Superman's done.
Oh, okay.
That's super, like not action because
Right.
but the Superman book because they're making way for Man of Steel with
Okay.
Bendis.
Right.
But they're like the last Superman, like the last year, has been so kind of sweet and a lot about Jonathan and a lot
Very
about
sweet.
this and about kind of working through moving back to Metropolis and like family stuff. And at this kind of age of my life, I kind of dig it. You know,
Right.
this
Do you,
guy-
okay, because I not to like just play devil's advocate, but when I read that, I was like, this is so sappy. Like my life is sappy. I
Yeah.
have kids and stuff. I'm like, I don't need any more sappy
And I-
stuff in my life.
and
like
I-
I want some like give me some murdering. Like, I don't know.
But they did palate cleansing. So they
Yeah.
would do like the arc before this with Superman was that this one guy, I'm trying to blank it on his name, this villain, this British dude who do mind control got into Jonathan's brain and Jonathan tried to kill Clark.
Right.
Or and then they did 2 episodes where it was cheesy. After everything was fine. But then they did another one with Lex. with like Luther and Mazad, and with all of and so it made much more kind of like. But I've been liking the palate cleanser ones as well because I just think because I'm a big softie.
You are though. That's the thing. Like Laura's like, I'm into horror comics,
Oh.
and you're like, I like the sweet one.
Like she loves Black Monday Murders and
She does.
Beauty and
We identify on, I think, on the same level where we're
Kelly
like,
is
we need
like,
to tear shit up.
Man, Rainbow Dash is just really tearing up this new Little Ponies run.
And he's like, I cried when I read it. Edition 32.
All right, we are getting ready to cash out of this episode. Once again, we cannot give enough love to Secret Identity Comics. Kelly, thank you so much for sitting down with us again. Thank you for having us at Action Comics Party. And you're the very first interview we had done sitting down with you, and Jax isn't here.
no, my dog is not here.
We can just bark in the background.
Right. But again, man, thank you so much for sitting down with us. If anyone wants to head out to Secret Identity Comics, and we cannot urge you enough, where are they
Do
located,
it.
Chelsea?
I don't know the
34
actual
North
number,
Franklin Street?
but I know it's Franklin Street.
She just puts a blindfold on and
I
walks there
literally
blind.
just walk here with my
She
camera.
She honestly like leaves the house and has no idea where she's going.
I
and then
don't.
she
I know
ends up
there's
here.
literally 2 breweries on either side, and I'm like, I can get my beer and comics all in one foul swoop.
They are located at 34 North Franklin Street, Delaware, Ohio. And if you want to reach them by phone, you can hit them up at 740-957-8101 and find them anywhere on social media. We are going to have a link on our website.
Their Instagram is Secret Identity Delaware, as well as their Facebook page, and they just started a closed comic book group.
Ooh, yeah, the
where
sick
you
group.
can chit chat about comics.
About some
That's
nerds.
good response.
And dude, we have like 250 people in it already, and everybody's like, "Hey, what do you think of this comic? What do you think of that comic?" It's been needed.
Yeah, it's been
We are
fun.
hyped. Get on there.
I'm the only person on there talking about Arrow.
You and me, we're both like, "Hey,
I mentioned it.
hey."
I know. And this last episode
Because
was.
how it sucks.
It does suck. But them abs.
Yeah, Laura could watch him do that stupid ladder thing.
Yeah, she's
you know,
like, I don't know why, but I love Arrow. I don't know
That's why
Laura
the ratings
sounded
went
like
down.
that.
He hasn't done the salmon ladder this year. If he was doing the salmon ladder, the ratings would still
They
be
would be up, right?
That's right.
Come
Well,
on,
he got a little
pal.
flabby, so maybe he doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, he's not totally confident.
Again, Secret Identity sponsors the Comic Weekly poll, which we do twice a month, and we love Secret Identity Comics. Come out here, check them out, hit them up on social media.
You won't regret it.
That's right. There will be links over on our website, which you can find at heroesbythepint.com. From there, you will find a backlog of all of our old episodes. You can link over to all of our social media formats, as well as link over to anywhere you like to stream your social media services. Scroll down to the bottom of that page, click on the microphone banner, and hit us with a little bit of beer fund money. It goes a long way to supporting this podcast. And also, everyone, let us know what you think. Chelsea, doing a guest co-host spot for the entire month of May. Thank you for coming on, man. You having fun?
It's been a blast. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we want to give a shout out to Full Steam Brewery. You are here. 1, I just picked up a 2, but you are here. 1
I've got a 1.
and 2,
It was great.
and the paycheck.
Honestly, I have no complaints. It's a great freaking
Can I tell you this?
brewery.
Now it makes me want to go drink more. So
Let's
that's where I'm
do
going
it.
after this.
After this, let's go.
Would you guys say that it works?
It worked.
It definitely works. 'Cause I-
It's working.
it's
working.
working. It's working.
Working, girl.
All
Do
right.
your thing.
I was just sitting here. Kelly and I are dancing on either side of him.
This is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We are the glassy-eyed geeks. Once again, head over to our website, hit us with those 5-star reviews, and tell a friend, tell anybody you think would be interested. We have some really exciting news coming up outside of Chelsea doing the guest host spot for the next month. And we are out.
Out.